I am Leonard. I have a background in architecture and I run an interior design firm. So I'm going to start recording some of the thought process I had and through the journey as I'm running my business. So a couple of few things I want to start off with is addressing what interior design business is all about. People usually think it's mainly about aesthetic and how a room actually comes into life. But what really important is the practicality of spaces. 80% of the time we are really dwelling with how a space function and not how pretty things are, what kind of materials we put together. And that is essentially what I'm trying to address here, because people often get it wrong where during the first meeting, it's always about putting the mood boards on the table and say that, oh, do you like this Scandinavian style, minimalist, Japandi? Now that's the new thing, right? So what we're trying to do here is educating our clients that, look, if a place is extremely beautiful and it's their dream home, but what if the drawers don't fit, it doesn't fit the requirements of what you want? If kitchen is something that really matters to you, the functionality doesn't fit. So we've worked with a couple recently. They have a beautiful daughter. They got this house from a developer that does not fit most of the requirement for an Asian home. So firstly, the kitchen was too small and it's not divided. They couldn't do their heavy cooking. The plug points were insufficient. So now the trick here is how we could turn this developer homes where they assume your lifestyle would be the way they think it's supposed to be. So we put together a couple of few drawing boards. We ran through a thorough discussion on discovery sheet, understanding their user experience, their lifestyle, putting things together. Now, by doing that, we are essentially prompting more ideas from them. Not just design ideas, but how they live on a day-to-day basis. Well, if they're gonna come back from home, from a sporting event, where do they keep their stuff? Where do they store their items? Where do they want to put their keys? How do they drop off their shoes when they come in? Would the socks be stored upstairs in the wardrobe or next to the shoes? Well, these are some of the things you really need to think about, and because that is something you do every single day. After 2-3 months of deliberation of running through this whole user experience and discovery session, and that's when we start jumping into the colors, the style, and the handles, and that's when we jump into the ergonomics of what makes it comfortable to use. Yeah, so well, think about it. 80% of the time, like I mentioned just now, it's mainly about the sorry, there's a car passing by. Yep, so 80% of the time it's mainly about addressing the functionalities. Now think about it, if every single time when you're gonna head in the kitchen after a grocery shopping and you're gonna store your dry food on this end and your wet stuff on the other end, and the fridge is probably smack right in the middle next to the hood and hob, it's gonna be so troublesome. Now, imagine many other scenarios around the place you're living. Sometimes we often are forced to adapt the existing house that we're living in just because this space was dedicated for a shoe cabinet, and hence you gotta probably walk a couple few feet or meters to reach out to your shoes before heading out or coming home. Yeah, and that's exactly why I'm saying that most of the time we're just addressing the ergonomics functionality of spaces than the beauty of it. Thanks. I'll be sharing more on how we address some of the challenges in our business and some of the things we learn throughout the process, and hopefully you too can learn a little bit about it. I'll see you in the next one.